Okay, well, welcome to Time Management, everybody. I'm Elizabeth, and Tara is also the other presenter here. And then we have Elodie as assistant and Lisa as well. So we're going to get started on some introductions. First, I'm going to ask everybody a couple questions, and just raise your hand if they apply to you. So, are you a morning person? I just want to see if anyone raised their hand. Are you a night owl? Do you like to stay up late? Do you like school? Are you always tired? Yeah, there's a couple people. I'm always tired. Do you spend hours on TikTok or Instagram, Facebook, social media, YouTube, Netflix? Yeah, me too. Do you use a planner? Let's see if anyone here uses a planner. All right. Are you procrastinating on something right now? Or if you're not procrastinating on something, have you procrastinated on something ever? I have. How many of you make your beds in the morning? I do. All right. So now that you know a little bit more about yourselves, we're going to get to know each other here. So you're going to say your name, your team, a cool hobby that you like to do, and then a question. And the question is associated with the first letter of your last name. So I'll go first. My name's Elizabeth. I'm on Adrian College Senior. And a cool hobby I like to do, I collect plants. So I have a little plant family in my room. And my favorite skating element is probably the pivot block because I like the way it looks when it's done really well. Tara, do you want to go next?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Tara, and I am on Adrian College Senior. A cool hobby that I've actually picked up during quarantine is baking. Before I left school, I set my house microwave on fire, so I feel like I've made a ton of improvement since then. Super cool. And my favorite skating element would be group lift or creative lift. I just love being lifted and feeling so free and empowered. So that's my favorite thing. Elodie, would you like to go next?
Yes, sure. Hi, my name is Elodie. I'm a former skater from Les Suprêmes in Montreal, Canada. A cool hobby. I love to take care of my plants at home, which is relaxing and make me think about something else when I'm too stressed. And if I'm looking at the question, for me, it would be the coolest place I traveled. A difficult question. There's a lot of places. Like I'm from France and I love to go to Paris just to visit all the small streets and the Eiffel Towers. But I also love to go to the Caribbean island where my family is from and just being close to the oceans and eating like passion fruits, mangoes, and all the stuff. So it's like the coolest place on earth. Your turn, Lisa.
All right, my name is Lisa. I skated for 3 different senior teams, but most recently was Nexus Senior. I also skated for Fusion Senior and Black Ice Senior that don't exist anymore, and Gold Ice Junior. A cool hobby, I have this really cool hobby. I skate on ice. Just kidding, you guys all have the same hobby. I don't know, I guess cooking is a good one. I like to go biking around here. We've got lots of nature trails, so just being active and eating good food. And question, I'm just gonna, my first and last name, it's C or L, so I'll go with the D to F one just to not fit it anywhere. Coolest place I have traveled, I would say, is Iceland. Just like a really, really cool place where everything is, it's like you're on a different planet with really cool landscapes and things that I haven't seen anywhere else before. So that's me. Let's pass it on to, well, I'll let Liz and Tara direct that.
Katie, you want to go?
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm from Scotland. My team is Solway Stars, and a cool hobby is probably painting. I quite like to paint. And a question, coolest place, it's probably got to be South Africa. I went with the school, and I just love the people there, and the landscape's just beautiful.
That's really cool. Who is next? Tara, do you want to do it?
Sure. Anastasia, would you like to go next?
Hi, my name is Anastasia. I'm on Chesapeake Synchro. A cool hobby I do, I play violin in my school orchestra.
Oh, okay. Did we get everybody? Oh, Leah.
No, Leah wanted to skip.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So we're going to get started then. Tara, take it away.
All right, everybody. So I want you to stand up and we are going to do jumping jacks for 1 minute. When I say go. All right. Everybody ready? And go.
Awesome. Looking good.
Great work, everyone. You are killing it. Great job, everyone. So now if you can sit, catch your breath. And we're going to do the same thing like we did in the beginning. Just raise your hand to the following questions. All right, give a thumbs up when you're ready to go. Great. So how many of you felt like that minute was forever? Like you thought it was like 5 minutes long? Okay, we got a few people. So now we are going to sit down with our eyes closed for 30 seconds, but we will not tell you when the 30 seconds is up. You have to raise your hand and open your eyes when you think the 30 seconds is up. Sound good? All right, let's get started. And go. All right, so for those who have their eyes closed still, your 30 seconds is up. So I think Lisa and Katie came in about right on 30 seconds, so congratulations. So the reason we did this is to show you how valuable each minute of your day can be and how it can either feel really long or just fly right by. Have you ever sat in class and just waited for it to be over and you watched the clock the entire time and you think 10 minutes have gone by, but it's really just been 2? That was me in every single math class. So now we are going to move into breakout groups for an activity called Desert Island. In your breakout groups, you will have 5 minutes to come up with a list of objects you will need to survive on a desert island. And I believe there will be someone with you, either me, Elizabeth, Lisa, or Elodie, to help guide you through this process.
Tara,
Yes.
do you have a restriction of the amount of objects you have to bring on the island, or?
Nope, as many as you can come up with.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to send everyone to their rooms.
All right, welcome back to the main room. Does anyone want to share some of the items that they really liked and thought would be beneficial on the desert island? Angela in my group suggested that we bring a plant dictionary so we can see which plants are edible and which ones we definitely cannot eat, which I thought was a really great idea.
But probably food for their dog as well. Oh, Elodie, I think you're muted.
Yeah. Who was gonna say we have pretzel and chocolate and cereal, so we like to eat.
Kate and Elizabeth, I think they also suggested a tent, which was smart to have some coverage from the elements.
Yes, I think Kathy said that in our group as well. I didn't even think of that, honestly.
All right, great. So you can use this brainstorming technique at the start of each day to think about what you need to do for that day. So when I wake up, I always write a to-do list of what I have to do, kind of like I'm on a desert island and I need to do all these things in order to survive. So there's another technique for you to use throughout your daily life. And I think Elizabeth will take on our next task.
Yes, so what we're gonna do right now is, so get out a pencil, a pen, maybe your colored pens and your notebook. And we're gonna do something called energy plotting. So like you see on the example here, you're going to map out your day based on time and maybe what you do during the day. So you see 6 a.m. you wake up, 8 a.m. school starts, and then you're gonna use descriptive words to describe how you feel during the day based on your energy level. So on the example, I put 6 a.m. I wake up and I'm on fire. I'm ready to start the day. And then 8 a.m. when school starts, I'm feeling vibrant. I just had my breakfast. 10 a.m. I'm maybe on cruise control. So I'm just going through the motions. 12, I'm definitely distracted because I'm eating lunch. 3, school ends. So I'm feeling like 70% because I finished out the day really strong. Practice comes around and I'm feeling really vibrant. 7 p.m. after practice, I'm hungry and slowing down, obviously, because I expended a lot of energy at practice. And then 10 p.m. I go to bed, so I'm feeling tired. And then bonus points if you color code how you feel. So we have the example here that Tara feels yellow at 11 a.m. And yellow doesn't have to signify anything, that's just how you feel. So go ahead, we'll give you a couple minutes to do that. And then probably just raise your hand when you're done. Okay, so hopefully you got a little close to finishing or you finished. So the reason we did this activity was because as student athletes, we're always spending energy, we're always working, we always have something to do, right? So when you plan out when you want to do your homework or when you want to study, it's smarter to do those things when your energy and like your mind's energy is at its 100% or is as much as it can be. So it's really important to plan out your day that way, especially with what Tara's going to talk about next with planning out your day. But also because since we're constantly moving, you want to make sure that you're working in different pockets of the day. So you see here on this example that I'm distracted during lunch, but then I'm feeling 70% at 3 p.m. So maybe in between the classes that I have between 12 and 3, I'm going to want to maybe go through my flashcards before school starts, or maybe do a little note taking while I'm waiting to go to my next class after lunch. So Tara, go ahead.
All right. So, like Elizabeth said, as student athletes, we are running around from place to place, always busy, have 1,000 things on our mind. That's just because who we are as skaters. So, together, we are going to make a checklist for today or the week, something that you can take with you and practice later on. So, on your piece of paper, underneath your energy plotted schedule, you are going to draw a square just like how it looks in the top right corner, and you're going to write a task next to it. So I have to walk my dog after this, so I'm going to write walk Velvet. That's my dog's name. And once I do that, I'll check it off. So what you want to do is make little boxes down one side and then write down what you want to complete next to it. So if anyone has something that they have to do today that they want to share, you can either put it in the chat or you can unmute your mic and just say it out loud.
All right. Something that I want to do today is get outside because I haven't been outside in a couple days because I can't walk at the moment. So I want to get outside. So I'm going to put that on my checklist.
I've been procrastinating on AP homework.
Yeah, get to that today, maybe. I always procrastinated on my AP homework.
I have to make dinner soon.
Ooh, what are you making for dinner?
Chicken fajitas.
Oh,
So
yum.
it's good.
Wow.
All right. So once you've finished your checklist, you can keep it near you at times. So I keep my checklist with me at my desk because I'm always at my desk. So I keep a running list of things I have to do. Some people can keep theirs on their phone. I know the iPhone has a reminders app and it'll actually remind you at a certain time if you have to do something, which I think is super neat. All right. So I think we are ready to move on to the next activity.
All right. So one of the really important things about staying organized and managing time is knowing when you have to do things. So I've made an example calendar here, and to the right, you can see a list of things, maybe competition, nationals, practice dates, when you have a couple exams, an English paper, science quiz, and then you're also going on a lunch date with your friend. So on the right, this is what it might look like if a coach were to hand you a list of when your practices are or when your competitions are, or if a teacher were to give you maybe a list of when your assignments are due, like in class. So what I usually do is at the beginning of each semester, I will take all of the syllabus, all the syllabi that our professors give us, and I will sit down and write all of my assignments out. And I will also take my competition schedule and my practice schedule, and I write them all out in my calendar. So I do it once at the beginning of the semester, and then I never have to do it again. I can always go back and look. And so as student athletes, when we're constantly moving and we constantly have things to do, it's really nice to have a catch-all where you can put all of the dates and all of the special events that you have to do. So we're going to go through this, and I'm just going to click through, and you can see how it might look like at the end if you were to write this down in a calendar. So we take away that competition, and I put it on every single day that the competition is happening. It doesn't matter if you're competing that day, you just know that the competition is happening that day, and you may have to leave for the competition or you're coming back, so you know you're going to be busy and occupied. And then the same thing with nationals. And then I put the practices on every single day that I'm practicing. I don't need to put the specific time until I plan out my weekly schedule. So what I do is I have my month, and then I have a week, and I make it more specific. You can also put your practice times on your checklist, so you have that more organized. And you can see here that nationals and practice are on the same day. You don't need to take away practice because you might be at nationals, but you never know if your coach is going to want to have a last minute practice. So make sure to keep those on the same day, and then we can just go through. You see that you have two math exams, and you might be at competition. So we're going to talk about that later, but you're going to probably want to email your professor a week beforehand, or even talk to them at the beginning of the semester. You got a couple English papers due and a science quiz, and then your lunch date with your friends. So you can see here that you have practice right before your science quiz. So you might want to start studying a couple days beforehand, or keep in mind that you want to study either in the morning of your science quiz, definitely earlier in the day, because you have practice at night on the 17th. And same thing with this English paper, you might want to get it done the Sunday before instead of the Monday before. And you also see there that I color coded every single event that is happening. And you can color code things any way you want. I put the competitions and the practice things in different colors, just so I know what mindset I need to have for those events. But if you want to color code your skating things the same color, your school things the same color, that's fine. And then what I personally also do is I color code what class and assignments I have with the folder and the notebook that I use for that class. That way I know exactly what I need to reach for and exactly what I'm looking at. All right, Tara, go ahead.
Great. Just as a show of hands, how many of you color code already with school supplies, writing things down? Does anyone else color code? Okay.
It's a very, very helpful thing that you can do, especially when you're looking at maybe your checklist or the things you have to do for the day, your weekly calendar. It helps you get into that mindset of what you need to do, because you see, oh, something's written in orange. I have practice today, so I need to make sure that what I'm doing today will get me ready for that.
It's also just fun too. I'm personally not the most artistic person, so this is my artwork of the day and of the week. It's super soothing, super calming. Little nerdy moment there. Okay. So based on the information you have learned so far, we are going to give you a competition scenario. So I'll just read through the paragraph, and together we can go through what we would do on each day leading up to the competition. So, competition season is in full swing. Yay! In fact, there is a competition later this month, February 16th and 17th, and today's date is February 1st. You've known about the competition since the beginning of the season, and your science teacher just scheduled a test for Friday, February 15th, the day you leave for competition. You also have homework due Monday after the competition. The bus ride to the competition city is 4 hours long. Your team is staying in a hotel overnight, so you have to pack a bag for the weekend. How do you get everything done? So you're going to list your steps by each day. You can do this in your notebook if you want, or we can also use the chat, or you can just call out your answers. So let's start with Monday. So I'll just start off. On Monday, I should email my teacher that I will be missing class and the test, and I'm also going to give them a day I can make up the test when I come back to show them that you're prepared and professional.
Is there anything else somebody might want to do on Monday? Just throwing out ideas. Or maybe your personal experience, what you might want to do.
I would, oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Begin studying maybe, and also practice harder for the competition.
Yeah, getting in that competition mindset and exam mindset. Lisa, did you have something to say?
If you don't already have your to-do list for the week, maybe start putting that into your planner. And if your coach has sent out a packing list, just look over that, see if you have to buy anything or wash anything, or just make sure that you're ready to go.
Great.
Yeah, these are all great answers.
All right. I think we are ready to move on to Tuesday. So for Tuesday, what I would do is I would do my homework and start getting ahead on assignments later in the week so that once I get closer to competition, I can start focusing on my homework due Monday. And does anyone have any other suggestions? Do we want to start packing now maybe?
You can check your email and see if your professor got back to you about a makeup date for your exam.
Yep. What I usually do a couple days before the competition is, like Tara said, I would do all of my homework. That way I have nothing to worry about for the weekend. And I always make sure that I do my homework for the Monday that's due the Monday after the competition.
All right, let's move ahead to Wednesday. So who forgot about that science test already? I know I did. So I'm going to start making flashcards for that exam and a study guide so that I can study on the way to the competition on the bus. And then I also might want to start packing for the competition. Hopefully my laundry will be dry and I bought everything that I need. So I think we're ready to start putting things into my overnight bag.
Maybe buy some snacks for the weekend.
Ooh, good idea.
I would check on my makeup also to make sure everything is all set, and if I'm missing something, to go buy extra to make sure I'm not stressed during competition.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, on a number of times I've had to go buy fake eyelashes the day before we leave. So that's super important.
Or just forget them altogether. That's not very good time management.
All right, so for Thursday, this is the day before we are leaving for the competition. We're going to remind our teacher that we're leaving in case they forgot, because they also have a million things on their mind. And also let them know when you're going to make the test when you come back. And then you should probably finish packing for the competition and start your homework due Monday. Since we leave for the competition on Friday, we don't want to be throwing things into the bag last minute, because your coach will probably schedule a last minute practice.
I would go to my hairdresser to prepare my hair for the competition. because I'm the kind of person, I have frizzy hairs and all curly. So if it's going to be done before, I'm all set for the weekend.
Oh, that's really smart. Yeah.
Do any of you ever ask your classmates to take notes and if they can share them with you from the classes that you missed?
I do.
Yeah.
I certainly do. I have one of my teammates actually record our lectures that when she's not going to the competitions. So
Nice.
I don't know if you guys can do that in your school. I never recorded anything in high school or middle school, but I record the lectures that our teachers give us. But it's always good to ask your friend for notes. Good point.
I often get my friends to take photos of their jotters and then they send it to me while I'm away. So that's quite good.
Awesome.
All right. So for Friday, I know I would study on the bus on the way to competition. And since I have tons of teammates, I would probably ask one of them to quiz me on the material just so I can get extra studying in. Is there anything other people like to do when they're on the bus to a competition? Maybe do some homework, watch Netflix, get in the zone.
I like to take a nap.
Me too. Super important.
Yes, you have to be fueled for the weekend.
All right. So Saturday is competition day, and that's it, competition day. We're going to focus on that, focus on skating, being with our team. School is out the window. Sunday is also competition day. So once again, skating is our main focus, having fun, giving our best. And then we have the bus ride home. So we're probably going to want to study on the bus ride home and finish your homework due Monday. Anyone else have anything they like to do on the bus on the way home? I know sleep is an option.
Or maybe in the hotel after the competition.
Yeah.
Sometimes we used to sit on the bus with our coach and they would go over the protocols and like what got called and what didn't. And they'd also go over what the plan was for the next few weeks before our next competition.
I would like to watch the competition, look at our performance to see what we've done good, less good.
Absolutely.
Look at all the action photos if there are any.
Yes. Talk about it with your friends. Post on Instagram.
I normally study more on the way back than I do on the way there because I always find myself thinking more about competition on the way there. And once it's over, I feel like I can study better.
Yeah, of course. That also goes back to the energy plotting that we did before. You know, you're kind of distracted before the competition. So you want to make sure that you get enough things done that you won't be overwhelmed after your competition, but you still want to make sure that you prioritize what you need to think about. All right, so now we're going to play a little game. Let me see if I can get to here. Oh, Tara, I think you're gonna have to share your screen now.
Okay.
We're gonna play a little Kahoot game, just some fun trivia questions, some fun things that we learned in class today, and then we can wrap it up with a Q&A afterwards. Are there any tips that anybody has for organization or time management that we haven't talked about in class? All right. Does everyone know how to play Kahoot? Is there anybody who doesn't? You can put it in the chat. What you're going to want to do is go to kahoot.it and put in the game pin right here.
This brings me back to, I think, one of our first camps. We did a Kahoot game to win a pair of blades that were sponsored. And we had the Kahoot playing on the big screen in the rink, but it was so far away, it was kind of hard for people to read. And then technology played a factor in people's Wi-Fi connection. Anyway, it was fun.
It was really fun.
Where was that camp?
It was so competitive.
Yeah, people were super competitive. It was in Montreal.
Oh,
I
cool.
won.
Yep. All right, we've got 7 players.
Has everybody joined that wants to join?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, we can get this show on the road then.
Good job, everyone. I could tell that everyone was paying attention.
Yay! Nice job, everyone.
Very nice.
Everybody's super fast at answering. I'm too slow.
Yeah. That's what always got me with Kahoot. I'm too slow for it.
So this is actually a really good question. I know some of the things we talked about today may not work for you, and that's totally okay. Everyone has their own little thing that they like to do, and that's just who you are. And every way that you do it, it's totally cool and good for you. So just something to keep in mind.
Sorry, that was a bit of a hard question. I forgot to mention it at the beginning of class. But yes, exercise science and psychology, that's what I'm studying.
That's one way to learn.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I believe the 2019 World competition was actually sold out in Finland, and there was a huge crowd. So, a little fun fact.
Yeah, it was massive.
Oh man, I wish I could have been there.
Their opening ceremonies were amazing. They had a bunch of their junior teams do like a whole number all together. It was really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yay, good job, everyone.
Tara's on fire.
Yeah, she's on fire. Very nice. You can also use notes, fun fact. So if you use your notes app, you can make little bullet points that you're able to physically check off if you don't want to use reminders.
I also forgot to mention what I was studying in the beginning. But I see a lot of people chose psychology and communications. That's actually like pretty cool. I wish I studied psychology, but I do not.
That's pretty good though. Like 6 people got it right.
Yep, so the correct answer is all of the above. You can do whichever one you want, and that will help you be the most productive.
Ooh. Were we right on that one, Lisa?
Yes, I live near Montreal now, but I am originally from Mississauga. You guys got the country right.
Yeah. That's half the points, right? Not too bad.
My thumb slipped. Elo, how many years did you skate for Les Supremes?
2010 to 2015, and I took a year of break in between, so 4 years.
Elo got to skate at Worlds in Canada. Must have been an amazing experience.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
The best. It's like skating. The first World Championship was in Finland, and it was quite incredible because of all the people. Finnish supporters are like super intense, but for everybody, not just the Finnish teams. But Canada was quite similar. It was super nice.
Wow. All right, last question.
Yep, so the first Worlds was actually held in Minneapolis. I originally thought it was Colorado Springs, but it was Minneapolis, and it was in the year 2000.
That was actually when I was born, fun fact. So
20 years ago.
that doesn't count.
Sorry about that. I just love Twitter. All right.
Well, good job, everybody.
All right.
Okay. So that concludes our class. I hope that you guys, just learned different tips and tricks that you can do to better time manage and organize all of the things you have to do. I hope that we learned from each other. So we have a couple more minutes. So does anybody have any questions for me or Tara or Elodie or Lisa, or they have any comments that they want to make, maybe share something that they do that helps them stay really organized? You can also put it in the chat as well.
Oh, thank you, Kathy.
Thanks, Kathy.
Do
Go ahead, Angela.
you think that afternoon afternoon naps in between school and practice are a good idea or not so good idea?
Yeah, so actually your REM cycle, which is what refuels your body, lasts about 20 to 30 minutes. So I like to do a 20 or 30-minute nap about an hour before practice. That way I don't wake up groggy and I feel refreshed. So yeah, if you're feeling a little tired, of course, take a nap. Just make sure that you also allot for time to do your homework as well. I don't know.
Great question. Lisa asked, what kind of planner do you use? So I used to use a Lily Pulitzer planner, which is super pretty. It has a bunch of different colors and pattern pages, but it's really heavy. So I've stopped using that and I switched to a little planner now. It's basically the same thing. You can get it on bloom.com, and it just has little quotes and a pretty cover. So that's what I use.
I personally just go to Target or, whatever department store, and I get the cheapest one, but I always make sure that my planner has a full calendar like you saw in the presentation today. So for each month, and then I also like to have the weekly planning out as well. So I will transfer my dates from that full calendar to the weekly calendar. And that way, when I'm flipping through and I'm writing down my school assignments, I see that, oh, tomorrow I have this due, and so I have to make sure that I prioritize that in my checklist. Elodie, do you use a planner?
Using my cell phone, the calendar, and I'm entering all the appointments, meeting, calls I have to do. I'm not at school anymore, I'm working. So on Outlook, this is the same. I have a list of colors for any projects. Like putting time also in my week to be able to read emails, to work on myself on projects. So I'm really color oriented to be able to see right away when I'm at my desk what I have to do today and what I have to achieve by the end of the week.
Very nice. Well, does anybody have any more questions?
Do you think a physical
Go ahead, Angela.
do you think a physical calendar is better than a digital one?
I think that whatever works for you, and you can have right to look at and that is more convenient for you is what you want to use. I personally use a planner and a digital calendar, so I have all of the things I need to do on my phone. I use Google Calendar, and it's very nice to color coordinate, but I don't know, what does anyone else use? Tara?
I think I use both. I personally prefer a physical planner because that's just who I am and I like writing things down. But I also have like my phone and Google Calendar. So it's good to have both or just one, whichever one suits you.
Katie, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, when do you like write your planner? Is it on a Sunday or do you do it on a Monday? And do you have any tips on like remembering to actually fill out your planner? Because I often forget.
So I usually write in my planner every morning, but I think Monday and Sunday are also really great days for a weekly check through, I guess. And as soon as I get an assignment or have an appointment with someone, I write it in my planner or in my phone immediately so I don't forget.
I put all of my events in at the beginning of the school year, so I never have to do it again, and I always can just go back and look. But at the beginning of class, each day I will write down all of my assignments. That way I don't forget, and then I keep it out on my desk as well, just in case the teacher is like, oh, by the way, you have this due, or next week, and I didn't put it in your syllabus. That way I can just write it down.
Good question.
Well, it looks like we went a couple minutes over, but thank you all for coming to our class. I hope that you guys learned a little bit more about time management and you can apply some of your skills. So have a great Saturday, everybody. Sorry.
That was great. No, I just wanted to say thank you everyone for joining us. I made a list of how many. So we had people joining from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different states and provinces and countries. So that's super cool. Again, just it amazes me that every class we have such a diverse group of people in classes. So to everyone that joined, thank you so much. And everyone that's going to watch this recording, I hope you find it helpful. To Tara and Elizabeth, thank you for the great presentation. And Elodie, thank you for sharing your insights as well.
Welcome.
Great.
Thank you, everybody.
Well, thanks for helping us with this virtual off-ice class. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, guys.